detected that the host is a stunningly beautiful female who loves reading Beast World stories. Send 3 dog heads to activate the God of Wealth system? Ha 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 ha. Who would believe this? Congratulations, host binding successful. Newbie mission. Please spend 1 million star coins on 5 beast husbands within 3 hours. Mission reward, an interstellar mansion worth 10 million star coins and 1 million star coins. The God of Wealth system's exclusive black card has been deposited into the host's bag. Please check and confirm receipt. A mechanical voice suddenly echoed in her mind. Holy crap, isn't this a joke? How did I actually transmigrate? But the strange physical sensations made her frown uncontrollably. Before she could process what the system had just said, she looked down and saw an incredibly handsome stranger lying beneath her. Her hands were gripping the man's neck. The man's face was flushed bright red. Bai Zi abruptly pulled back her hands. Hu Yan, granted a new lease on life, immediately burst into violent coughing. Bai Zi's mind suddenly flooded with memories that weren't her own. Before she could react, the mechanical voice sounded in her mind again. Please complete the mission as soon as possible. If the mission is not completed within the allotted time, the system will eliminate the host. As Bai Zi was pondering, she suddenly felt a sharp pain in her arm. She discovered a glowing fox-shaped tattoo on it. She sharply glanced at Hu Yan, whose eyes had shifted from crimson to blood red. Mental collapse. 5 words surfaced in Bai Zi's mind. Not good. Hu Yan's psychic energy is raging today. The original host used the excuse of calming Hu Yan to send her other beast husbands to Zone C to hunt high-grade crystal cores for her. But the original host took advantage of Hu Yan's enraged state to attack him. This left Hu Yan's already chaotic mental sea on the verge of collapse. Bai Zi quickly asked the system what to do now. Host, please bond with your beast husband immediately. Use your psychic energy to reorganize his mental sea and establish a link. Is it that kind of bonding she's thinking of? Bai Zi frowned deeply. If he dies, who will she spend money on? If she doesn't spend money on her beast husbands, she'll die too. She looked at the remaining time on the panel in front of her. Bai Zi gritted her teeth. With his face and body, it's not like she's getting a bad deal. Gradually, Hu Yan's psychic energy grew calm. After successfully calming his energy, Bai Zi's small face had turned somewhat pale. A trace of confusion appeared in Hu Yan's eyes. Wasn't she just trying to strangle him? He never expected she would actually calm his raging mental sea. What are you trying to do now? Bai Zi paused while putting her clothes on. She turned her head to look at him, perplexed. Hu Yan sneered, you calming my raging psychic energy. Wasn't it just to get something in return? Then, as if he thought of something, his expression changed. What have you sent Lang Kia and the others to do this time? His words immediately made Bai Zi's heart clench. She said this plot feels somewhat familiar. Isn't this that novel she had read before? The original owner was the female lead's malicious cousin. Her father had once saved 5 beastmen. Therefore, even though the original owner's family was dirt poor, she still married 5 beast husbands. However, because the original owner was jealous of the female lead, she often either beat or scolded her 5 beast husbands. She also frequently forced them to take on highly dangerous missions in order to obtain huge rewards. This caused the beast husbands to hate her to the bone. In the book, the original owner was ultimately killed by her beast husbands. Bai Zi's expression was somewhat complicated. She had finally gotten a chance to be reborn, and now she was being told that she would be killed by these beast husbands of hers. Fortunately, she now has a tycoon system. Bai Zi cleared his throat. With a solemn face, he said, don't worry. I won't let them do dangerous things anymore. Under Hu Yan's skeptical gaze, Bai Zi used his light brain to call the others. Then, based on memory, he went to the basement. In the basement was a snake beastman tied up, covered in wounds. His entire body, except for his face, had not a single patch of unharmed flesh. Hearing the door open, he looked toward Bai Zi. Planning to pull scales or gouge flesh today? Or use the whip or branding iron? Bai Zi was badly frightened by this scene. With difficulty, she said, I'm here to let you out. She was just about to go undo his chains, when Hu Yan suddenly darted out and stopped her. His gorgeous face was now full of seriousness. He can't take any more of your torture. If you're still not satisfied, hit me instead. Bai Zi glanced at him. Pretending to be calm, she raised the key in her hand and jingled it. I just want to unlock him. She dangled the key from her fingertip, offering it toward Hu Yan. If you don't trust me, then you go unlock it. Hu Yan's suspicious gaze fell on her. Her behavior today was too strange. Bai Zi stood there calmly letting him scrutinize her. After a long moment, he took the set of keys from her hand. He walked over to Sang Mo's side and unlocked the chains. The lock opened. The key was actually real. Hu Yan was somewhat surprised. Sang Mo whispered that she was drunk that day and said she would sell us to the black market fighting arena to make another profit off us. Find a way to kill her. Even if we all die, I will never let her succeed. Hu Yan's light blue eyes darkened slightly. So that was her plan all along. Bai Zi looked at Sang Mo's weak state and sighed quietly to himself. Let's go. First find a doctor to check you out. There was a small clinic near their home. After examining the injuries, the healer frowned and said sternly, why did you wait so long to bring him in? A few days later, and your life would have been lost. Bai Zi's face stiffened. Sorry, we'll be more careful in the future. The healer glanced at the also injured Hu Yan, said their injuries were too severe, would require multiple treatment sessions. Discuss whether you want to proceed with treatment or not. Bai Zi quickly stated, we'll treat it. No matter the cost, we will treat it. Money is not an issue. She had just asked the system. Treatment also counts as spending money on her beast husbands. Hu Yan and Sang Mo looked at each other and saw surprise and confusion in each other's eyes. The treatment cost over 200,000 star credits in total. Just as Hu Yan was doubting Bai Zi's intentions, Bai Zi discovered there was less than half an hour left on the screen before her. She still needed to spend over 700,000 more. Without time to explain, she directly dragged the two to the nearest shopping mall. Arriving at the mall, there were only 20 minutes left. Bai Zi quickly walked toward a high-end clothing store. She spoke rapidly and precisely, saying, get these clothes according to both of their sizes, and also take one set of each in these sizes. Hurry up, I'm in a rush. The store manager hurried over with a smile and said, please wait a moment. Then she pulled that Asian female to prepare the goods. Just at that moment, an exaggerated, mocking voice came from behind Bai Zi. Look who it is. I never thought in my lifetime I'd actually run into Bai Zi here. Bai Zi turned to look at the source of the voice. Behind her was a flamboyantly dressed female, arms crossed, looking at her with contempt. Bai Zi recognized this person as one of the usual lackeys following the female lead, Qin Yile Yang Shanshan. Yang Shanshan had always been at odds with her. Bai Zi didn't have a pleasant expression either. Did you open this store? Yang Shanshan looked past her. Hu Yan's face was simply exceptional. No matter how many times I see it, I still can't help but be captivated. Yang Shanshan walked over toward Hu Yan, draping herself over him as if boneless. Come with me. I'll make you my first beast husband. Hu Yan's face instantly turned cold. He was just about to reach out and throw her off, when Bai Zi had already grabbed her arm first. Throw her back toward beast of a husband. Go find your beast of a husband. Yang Shanshan said furiously. Bai Zi, how dare you throw me? Bai Zi sneered in reply, you donkey. You must have been kicked in the head all day with nothing better to do. Go see a doctor when you have the time. Don't tell me you're not only ugly, but also stupid. What a sin. Yang Shanshan was left speechless with anger. Hu Yan, are you sure you won't come with me? I can guarantee you a new outfit every month. One accessory. and I'll give you 1,000 star coins as pocket money. Hu Yan gave Bai Zi a meaningful look and said, sorry, I'm not really interested. Yang Shanshan was rejected by Hu Yan. She said to Bai Zi displeasedly, do you even have money to buy anything? Don't embarrass yourself by not being able to pay later. As soon as her words fell, the clerk had just finished packing all the clothes Bai Zi wanted and handed them over. Here you go. That will be 19,680 star coins in total. How would you like to pay? Bai Zi swiped her card without hesitation. Yang Shanshan's face was overflowing with shock. Did you steal someone's money? Otherwise, how could you suddenly have money? Bai Zi let out a scoffing laugh. The reason she was so confident was that the system had told her that every penny of her money had a legitimate source. Ignoring her outburst, Bai Zi shoved all the large bags of clothes into Sang Mo and Hu Yan's arms. Hinting meaningfully, she said to them, you'd better hold these tight, or if they drop, someone might accuse me of not paying. Bai Zi blinked triumphantly. She then went to other stores and bought over 100,000 star coins worth of accessories, a 460,000 star coin glimmer, and a 200,000 star coin potion. Finally, she entered a high-end restaurant, spending 20,000 star coins on a lavish meal. Bai Zi made the payment successfully with just a few seconds to spare. Congratulations, host. The novice task is complete. Valued at 10 million star coins, the deed to the federal mansion has been issued to the host. 1 million star coins for Glimmer have been successfully issued. Bai Zi breathed a sigh of relief. She briefly glanced at the mansion deed and discovered that its location was actually near the original female lead's home. By the time Sang Mo and Hu Yan arrived, Bai Zi was already seated, smiling at them and saying, sit. I've already ordered. After sitting down, Hu Yan looked at her with a serious expression. He asked directly, did you sell us to the duel arena? Bai Zi widened her eyes slightly in shock. The gladiator arena was not a fun place. Bai Zi knew it was a mess left by the original owner. So she said with sincere expression, I swear to the beast god, I did not sell you to the gladiator arena, nor to anyone else, and I never will in the future. I will not treat you the way I did before from now on. The three of them didn't say anything more. After finishing the meal, they returned home. Looking at the shabby house, Bai Zi immediately decided to move today. She turned to Hu Yan and the others with a serious expression and said, go back and pack up. We're moving today. Hu Yan frowned slightly. Move where? Bai Zi pulled out the relevant documents provided by the system and showed them to him. Hu Yan glanced at them. That place was famously known as a gathering spot for the wealthy in their area. Any house there was easily worth tens of millions of star coins. Bai Zi saw him standing there in a daze. She reached out and patted him. What are you spacing out for? Open the door. But due to the height difference, her hand landed on Hu Yan's pectoral muscles. Bai Zi's ears turned red, though she showed no expression on her face. She deliberately let her hand slide down to feel his abs. The texture was quite nice. Hu Yan acted as if nothing had just happened, taking out the key to open the door. Bai Zi pushed the door open, and before her eyes was an extremely simply furnished room. One could say that whatever they bought on a whim today was worth more than this entire house. As soon as Sang Mo entered the house, he bonelessly found a spot to sit and leaned against it, closed his eyes, and prepared to sleep. It was at this moment that Lang Kia and the others returned, and incidentally brought in the package that Bai Zi had just ordered online. Yilad Junxio frowned and said, what did you call us back for? Do you have any idea that we had already found traces of the feathered dragon beast? We were just about to catch it. Now, it's all wasted. Yan Yichen also frowned and asked, what did you buy this time? Do you even know that there's no money left in the house? If you keep buying things, we'll have to go live in the slums. Hearing the voices, Bai Zi turned her head and saw three handsome men standing outside the door. You're back. Bai Zi took the package from Lang Qiwa's hand. Excitedly, she took out the groceries she had ordered online, planning to cook for herself. But then she noticed that the vegetables were shrouded in a dark aura, almost to the point where she could barely see their original appearance. In the few hours since she had crossed over, Bai Zi had become most familiar with Hu Yan, so she instinctively called out, "Hu Yan, come here for a moment." Bai Zi held the vegetables up to Hu Yan, and with a puzzled look, asked him, "Why is this vegetable emitting black mist?" Hu Yan's gaze fell on the ingredients before him, a flicker of surprise flashing in his eyes. She could see the black mist on them. Bai Zi was stunned. "You can't see it." He shakes his head. Then, after a moment of thought, says, "Try channeling your psychic energy toward these vegetables." Upon hearing this, Bai Zi tentatively releases her psychic energy. But as soon as it touches the black mist, the mists to fear it. Its area shrinks smaller and smaller, until it completely dissipates. Bai Zi looks at the potatoes, now restored to their original state. A speculation arises in her mind: purifier. Purifiers hold a high status in the interstellar realm, not only because they can purify plants, but more because they develop new frontiers. And once a person is infected, purifiers can dispel the contamination, thereby restoring their sanity. Another reason is that there aren't many purifiers in the interstellar community. Thus, the higher the level of the purifier, the higher their status. Hu Yan, seeing her expression, asks. After an internal struggle, Bai Zi nods and says it should be purified. Although Hu Yan had some suspicions, hearing her confirmation, he still couldn't help but press his lips together, his eyes filled with complexity. Never expected Bai Zi to be a highly esteemed purifier. Meanwhile, in the living room outside, Yue Zhengxiu, looking surprised, pulls Sang Mo aside and scrutinizes him. "She actually let you out." Yan Yichen adds another line. "She even just told us she's back. It's giving me the creeps even now. I always feel like she's plotting something again." Sang Mo listened to their words. The corners of his lips curled up slightly. He said meaningfully, "What else could it be for?" "Because she plans to sell you all to the duel arena." Yue Zhengxiu raised his voice in shock. "What did you say? She actually plans to sell us to the duel arena? This female is truly vicious. She clearly wants us dead." Hearing that Bai Zi planned to sell them to the duel arena, Lang Qia couldn't help but frown as well. If that's really the case, then it is indeed a bit tricky. But he wasn't as impulsive as Yan Yichen and Yue Zhengxiu. Instead, he asked, "How do you know that she plans to sell us to the duel arena?" Sang Mo glanced at him. "She bragged about it to me last time in the basement." Lang Qia asked again, "Does Hu Yan know about this?" Sang Mo responded, "He knows." Bai Zi returned to the living room and noticed the atmosphere wasn't very good. Especially the way Yan Yichen and Yue Zhengxiu were looking at her. It was as if they wanted to devour her. She instinctively hid behind Hu Yan. Hu Yan glanced at the expressions of the others. It wasn't until his gaze landed on Sang Mo that he understood, seeing Hu Yan protecting Bai Zi. Yue Zhengxiu glared furiously. "Hu Yan, you're actually defending this vicious female? Have you forgotten everything she did to you?" Hu Yan's pale blue eyes gazed at him calmly. "She is our wife, master. She said she won't treat us like before anymore. I am willing to believe her." Yan Yichen also wore an angry expression. "How many times has she lied to us? Now, she's practically about to sell us out. And you still believe her?" Bai Zi quickly said, "I swore to the beast god that I would never treat you like before again. I'm truly sincere in changing now. I bought clothes and light brains for you. I also prepared some medicine you use for missions. You can first see if I have really changed before deciding whether to believe me." Lang Qia suddenly spoke up. "Since the wife master has sworn to the beast god, let's not bring up the past anymore. Sangmo's words can't be fully trusted. Since Hu Yan has decided to believe Bai Zi, there must be something influencing his decision. In that case, we should at least keep up appearances. Seeing the conflict disrupted by Lang Kia and Hu Yan, Sangmo clicked his tongue in annoyance. He closed his eyes, finding it pointless. Yan Yichen and Yile Junxio were forced to accept this outcome, unhappy and glaring fiercely at Bai Zi, as if to say, "We'll be watching you closely." But then, they turned and saw large and small bags of clothing on the ground. Inside were clothes and accessories Bai Zi had bought for them, along with new light brains. Yan Yichen and Yile Junxio couldn't help but happily put them on their hands. They also didn't forget to hand the extra one to Lang Kia. Then they tried on the new clothes and gestured with them. They asked each other to see if it looked good. Yile Junxio said righteously, "We're not that easily bought." Bai Zi couldn't help but laugh. Yan Yichen and Yile Junxio were the two youngest among his beast husbands. Yile Junxio was a bit of a champion against evil. Yan Yichen was a bit loud and excitable. But as kids, they were easier to coax than the others. However, it was the first time in so long that they had clothes to wear. Hu Yan packed things up and came out. Bai Zi waved his hand and said with great momentum, "We're moving to a new home." Yan Yichen and Yile Junxio had just picked out their sizes. They were caught off guard by Bai Zi's words. They both looked up at her, dazedly asking, "Moving to a new home? Where to?" Bai Zi said with a smile, "Honor Mansion. We'll live there from now on." Yichen frowned. "Honor Mansion is expensive. Our family is so poor. How can we afford to live in Honor Mansion?" Bai Zi had no choice. He had to show them the property deed for Honor Mansion, along with other relevant documents. After seeing clearly, all three were shocked. Yile Junxio looked bewildered. "When did your family become so rich? Honor Mansion has many retired military personnel guarding it." Bai Zi and the others stopped as soon as they arrived. An ORC in a black uniform, after giving them a glance, said, "Please present your chip." At that moment, a flying sports car arrived at the entrance. Cast a disdainful look at Bai Zi. "Since when does our honor manor allow such people to enter?" Even deliberately used a light brain to record this scene. Yan Yichen felt a surge of anger in his heart. Even Lang Kia and the others' expressions darkened. Bai Zi couldn't help but frown. But thinking of the current balance in the card, kept telling himself this was just a temporary triggered mission. The system detected the beast husband's extremely low mood. Please spend 2 million star coins for 5 beast husbands within 5 hours. 1 extended version flying sports car. And 1 top-tier beauty. Bai Zi was stunned for a few seconds before processing it. Never expected that a beastman husband's mood could trigger a system mission. Bai Zi retrieved the chip from his light brain and handed it to the beastman in the black uniform. "Welcome home, owner of Unit 6, Building A." The beastman in the black uniform never thought they were actually the property owners, and in an expensive building at that. He respectfully opened the main gate. Placing one hand on his chest, he gave a slight bow. "Welcome home, owner. Shall I prepare a car for you?" Bai Zi nodded. Immediately, a hover car arrived. The 6 of them soon arrived at Unit 6, Building A. The group was eerily silent the entire way. Even Yan Yichen lost the excitement and thrill he had when first arriving at the honor residence. Bai Zi asked the hover car to wait. Then, he retrieved the chip and opened the door. "Put your luggage down. We're going to pick up the car." Yile Junxio stared in shock, eyes wide. Yan Yichen couldn't help but reach out suspiciously to feel her forehead. "No fever. Then what nonsense are you spouting? Do you know how many star coins a flying sports car costs?" Bai Zi was both amused and exasperated. "You all thought I was joking about winning the lottery? Let me show you my superpower." The furniture mall on Blue Star stood towering mid-air. It had a wide variety of items, from small dishwashers to large robots. Yan Yichin looked at the furniture mall and asked in confusion, "Aren't we going to pick up the car?" Bai Zi said calmly, "Let's buy the things first, then go. After buying, it'll be just right. We can drive back directly." Bai Zi took a liking to it at first glance, the robot that was cleaning the store. "I'll take this one." After paying, she turned to several sales assistants and said, "First, see if there's anything you like. When the time comes, have them deliver everything to the house together." They saw that she didn't hesitate at all, and took away a robot worth 880,000 star coins. Their attitude became exceptionally friendly. The furniture mall wasn't crowded today. Bai Zi quickly caught everyone's attention. Wherever she walked, you could hear her saying, "Buy it," making many females who had to repeatedly compare prices while picking items extremely envious. When she reached the bed section, Bai Zi directly lay down on one. Hu Yan and the others, seeing that Bai Zi hadn't returned for a long time, thought something unexpected had happened. Just as they were about to split up and search, the sharp-eyed Yan Yichin spotted Bai Zi lying on the bed, fast asleep and snoring. All the beastmen fell silent. Bai Zi slept directly for 2 or 3 hours. When she woke up and saw there were only over 40 minutes left on the screen, she was so frightened that all sleepiness disappeared. Hearing the noise, they quickly stepped forward to ask, "Did you sleep well?" Bai Zi got up from the bed. "This bed is not bad. I want it." The shop assistant smiled and handed over the bill. "The bed is 980,000 star coins. Your total comes to 1.39 million star coins." After Bai Zi paid, he immediately received a notification of his remaining card balance. "Congratulations, host. The task is complete. The extended edition flying sports car has been delivered to the designated location. The ultimate beauty potion has been placed in your bag. Please check and confirm receipt." A smile appeared on Bai Zi's face. "Let's go pick up the car." Yue Zhengxiu saw that Bai Zi had just spent over 2 million star coins. He instantly lost the excitement he had when talking about buying the flying sports car. Hu Yan frowned and advised, "We've bought a lot of things today. Let's wait a while before buying the aircraft." Lang Kia also chimed in, "If you really want to buy it, we can go to Zone C again in a couple of days. Hunt an S-grade beast to sell." Bai Zi looked at Hu Yan, frowned, and asked, "Didn't you tell them that no one is allowed to go hunting in Zone C anymore?" Then he reassured them, saying, "Don't worry about money. I know what I'm doing." Bai Zi discussed with the system, "Can you create a virtual account for them to see?" The system said, "Done. Host, you can check it now." Bai Zi showed them his light brain. "See, I wasn't lying, was I?" Looking at all those zeros in the account, Yue Zhengxiu and Yan Yichin gulped. He had never seen so much money in his entire life. Even Hu Yan and Lang Kia were stunned. Their gazes complex as they looked at Bai Zi. Although they didn't know exactly how Bai Zi had gotten so much money, they would do their utmost to protect her as long as they lived. Bai Zi continued, "So, you don't have to keep worrying about being sold off by me. From now on, none of you are allowed to go hunting in Zone C either. Understood?" After receiving unanimous agreement, Bai Zi said with satisfaction, "Then no one objects to going to pick up the flying sports car now, right?" Hu Yan said with a light smile, "Whatever the wife says goes." The group went to pick up the flying sports car. The manager greeted them with a beaming smile. "Welcome, beautiful female. Your car is ready." Bai Zi turned to ask her beast husbands, "Do you know how to drive it?" Lang Kiwa's jet black eyes swept over the flying sports car. "Yes." Bai Zi said to the beastman manager, "No need. We'll drive it back ourselves." "Of course, please follow me." They followed the beastman manager to the warehouse. There weren't many cars inside the warehouse, but each one looked quite impressive. The beastman manager walked up to a sleek, cool car and said with a smile, This is the customized extended version of the flying sports car you ordered. It's a sapphire blue sports car with seating for 6. Ordinary flying sports cars can only seat 2 to 4 people. Theirs was a custom model, so the price was doubled. What beastman doesn't love flying sports cars? Even Sang Mo straightened up slightly when he saw it, casting several more glances in the direction of the car. Yila Junxio stroked the sports car. Is this car really ours? Can I drive it? Bai Zi slightly lifted her chin. Of course you can. Upon receiving her answer, Yila Junxio directly pulled the car door open and got in. Right after, Yan Yichin also followed and got inside. Yila Junxio leaned out. He said to Bai Zi with a smile, "Wife owner, hurry and get in, I'll take you for a ride." Bai Zi looked at his youthful, beaming smile, especially the 2 little canine teeth revealed when he grinned. It was utterly heartwarming. Thinking back to the beginning, when he was like an unabashedly bristling little tiger at the sight of her. And now, just a sports car made him willing to call her wife owner. He really is still a child, so easily satisfied. After everyone got in the car, it instantly sped off. Soon, they drove back to the Glory Mansion. Yan Yichin saw the guard's shocked expression, and his mood was simply delighted. Did you see that? The look on that guard's face just now. Yan Yichin was so excited that a bit of his beastly form emerged. A few strands of brilliantly red feathers appeared on his face. Bai Zi saw those beautiful feathers, and her eyes lit up. These feathers are truly beautiful. She couldn't help but let the corners of her lips curl up slightly. Hu Yan saw that Yan Yichin had revealed a bit of his beastly form, and worried that Bai Zi might take offense, so he spoke up. He just lost control for a moment. He's not usually like this. It took Bai Zi a few seconds to remember. The original owner used to show their beast forms because of them. He had scolded and hit them. Yan Yichin's body stiffened, and quickly retracted his demi-beast form. Lang Kia was on full alert. Yila Junxio was so startled, he nearly crashed into the car next to him. The atmosphere inside the car instantly froze. Bai Zi sighed, then said with a smile that it actually looked quite good. "Can I pet it when we get home?" Her words made Yan Yichin's feathers practically stand on end. Wasn't she always disgusted by it? Could it be that she disliked his fur, and planned to pluck it all out? Once home, Yan Yichin deliberately kept busy, to make himself as inconspicuous as possible. The others also began tidying the rooms with the help of the robot butler. Bai Zi went to the kitchen. Take out the ingredients purchased from Freshnet this afternoon. Use spiritual energy to disperse all the dark mist. Then begin to methodically process the ingredients. On the other side, Yang Shanshan was gossiping with Qin Yue. You have no idea how arrogant she was today. I saw her buying a lot of designer clothes for her beast husbands. I kindly reminded her not to forget to pay, but she actually mocked me. Yang Shanshan was speaking in a sarcastic and insinuating manner. I can't even stand the smug, gloating look on Bai Zi's face. Hugging Qin Ye's arm, she whined, You get justice for me. If she can bully me today, she'll bully you tomorrow." Qin Ye immediately frowned. This cousin of hers wasn't a good person. If she were truly left unchecked, and if, because of her actions, her own beast husbands were to get implicated in the future, that would be terrible. Thinking of this, she pondered for a moment and said, "In 2 days, it's my birthday. Han Yu said he's invited his colleagues to celebrate with me. This sister of mine loves nothing more than to compete with me. The people attending this banquet are from a social stratum she could never hope to reach in her lifetime. Guess if she'll seize this opportunity to actively ditch her beast husbands and climb the social ladder." A gleam shone in Yang Shanshan's narrow, triangular eyes. "Hu Yan, oh. You didn't want the position of first beast husband. Just you wait until you fall into my hands." Yang Shanshan got excited just thinking about it. Bai Zi just finished stir frying 2 dishes, sneezed several times in a row, called out from the kitchen, Hu Yan. Come help me the dishes. Hu Yan saw only the skilled handling of those ingredients. The doubt in his eyes deepened accordingly. Bai Zi should have been completely incapable. But the woman before him not only handled these dishes skillfully, her knife skills for chopping were even more impressive than Sang Mo's. Thinking of her unusual behavior today, Hu Yan couldn't help but wonder, is she really Bai Zi? Bai Zi turned her head and noticed Hu Yan staring at her thoughtfully. Her heart suddenly sank. She had forgotten. The original owner knew nothing. It was too late to pretend now. She could only act natural. She casually handed the stir-fried dish over to him. Say it in a normal tone. I searched for some videos to watch on the internet. Maybe the taste isn't very good. Otherwise, you come and help me. Okay. After Hu Yan brought the dishes out, he quickly came back to help her. Soon the meal was ready. The others saw the table full of dishes she had made. They all looked shocked. Bai Zi had no choice but to repeat the same story she had just used to trick Hu Yan. To them again. Yan Yichen squinted his eyes. Because it tasted so good. He exclaimed that he hadn't expected food made from these ingredients to taste so delicious. Even Lang Kia agreed that the flavor was indeed quite good. And Hu Yan knew that Bai Zi was a purifier who could purify food. If he had only been suspicious before, then this meal made Hu Yan even more certain. The person before her might not actually be Bai Zi. After taking a bite, Sang Mo's icy gaze fell upon her. Considering her cooking skills were passable, he could let her live a few more days. Bai Zi said, with a smile, since you all like it, I'll make it for you often from now on. During the meal, Bai Zi saw the invitation sent by Qin Yue, the original story's female lead. A birthday banquet invitation. She had just humiliated Yang Shanshan today. Getting an invitation from her now clearly meant nothing good, no matter how you looked at it. Bai Zi suddenly remembered. The original text seemed to mention the original host's father exchanged his life for an energy stone for her. But after she woke up, she never saw any energy stone. Instead, the female lead had one. And it was only after losing the energy stone that the original host's personality drastically changed. No wonder. The female lead always looked at the original host with such a complicated expression. Bai Zi's expression darkened. Originally, she hadn't planned to attend this banquet. But now, even if it's a trap, she had to go and take a look. When night came, Bai Zi was just about to wash up when she suddenly noticed a very unfamiliar face in the mirror. The face in the mirror had rough, dull skin, with quite a few freckles on the cheeks. Bai Zi took the beauty pill rewarded by the system, then finished washing up and went to bed. The next morning, Hu Yan heard the sound of Bai Zi's room door opening. He turned his head and was stunned when he saw her. Then, after collecting himself, he said, "Your face." Bai Zi, looking completely confused, asked, "What's wrong with my face?" She suddenly remembered taking the beauty elixir pill last night. So she turned and rushed back into her room. She let out a sharp scream. She hadn't expected the beauty elixir pill to be so effective. Yan Yichen and Yile Zhengxiu rushed to Bai Zi's room. They got into fighting stances. What's going on? Did a beast break in? Bai Zi blinked her eyes, looking utterly blank and innocent. Yile Zhengxiu looked horrified. Who are you? Why are you in our house? The others arrived one after another. When they got a clear look at Bai Zi's face, they were all shocked. How did your face become like this? Not only had Bai Zi's face become fairer, but all the spots and blemishes on it were completely gone. Her skin was like a peeled, hard-boiled egg. Bai Zi's round eyes darted around. I bought some skincare products yesterday. Yan Yichen and Yile Zhengxiu didn't suspect a thing. They nodded as if suddenly understanding. So the reason their wife's skin was so dark before was because she didn't have money for good skincare products. Right at that moment, system daily task. Please spend 1 million star coins on 5 beast husbands within 2 hours. Task reward, 1 million star coins, and 1 set of top-grade protective armor. Bai Zi raised an eyebrow at just the right moment. This task came at just the right time. She was worried about what to do when attending the birthday banquet. In case things turned violent, how should she handle it? And now the protective suit arrives. Bai Zi was in a great mood and got ready. I'll take you to buy dresses for the banquet. Soon, 1 million was spent. Congratulations, host. The task is completed. 1 million star coins have been successfully distributed. The top-tier protective suit has been placed in the host's bag. Please check and confirm receipt. With this top-tier protective suit, she could confidently attend the birthday banquet without worry. On the day of the birthday banquet, Yang Shanshan said gleefully, You, come here for a moment. Let me show you a video. Now, the embarrassment has spread all over the internet. Qin Yie, dressed in an extravagant gown, frowned upon hearing her words. What has she done again? Yang Shanshan pulled up the video and handed it to her. The video showed Bai Zi and her several beast husbands, carrying large and small shabby bags, standing at the entrance of the Glory Mansion. Yang Shanshan laughed without restraint. Hover cars here. Can't get in. You think they might actually walk in on foot later? Qin Yie frowned slightly. Although she didn't really like this cousin of hers, Bai Zi was still her cousin after all. If she really walked in like that, it would be her who loses face. Thinking of this, Qin Yie prepared to send a message via her light brain to have a servant pick up Bai Zi. Just then, she heard a screech. An extended flying sports car drifted to a steady stop. Eye-opening. Never thought I'd see an extended version of a flying sports car on Blue Star. No idea who the newcomer is. Qin Yie tittied herself up a bit. She put on a smile and walked toward the sports car. She assumed whoever was in this aircraft was one of her beast husband's superiors. The next second, the car door opened. Lang Kia stepped out in formal attire, then walked to the other side and opened the car door. Bai Zi held the hem of her dress and stepped out. A wine-red DV dress made her fair face appear even fairer. Qin Yie was stunned at first. After clearly seeing Bai Zi's face, her expression showed unconcealed surprise, which eventually turned complicated. Cousin, you're here. Yang Shanshan's eyes widened in shock. The female in front of Bai Zi was actually Bai Zi. After glancing at Qin Yie, Bai Zi curled her lips faintly. Since you invited me, how could I not come? Hearing Bai Zi's familiar voice, Yang Shanshan exclaimed in a louder tone. Zi, it really is you. What happened to your face? At that moment, Hu Yan and the others also got out of the car. Several handsome beastmen, along with the extended aircraft, instantly caught everyone's attention. Seeing Bai Zi drawing everyone's focus, Qin Yie said, Since you're here, cousin, let's head inside first. Yang Shanshan suddenly remembered their purpose for today. Right. I'll take you all inside. Bai Zi raised an eyebrow. So the purpose of inviting her was indeed not pure. Just after entering the banquet hall, Yang Shanshan said to Hu Yan and the others, You all go in first. I have something to say to Bai Zi. Bai Zi also wanted to know what Yang Shanshan's real purpose was. So she shot a look at Hu Yan. You all go in first. Bai Zi had already turned on her location sharing for them in advance, so they could find her anytime. She had already repeatedly instructed them at home. If she didn't return within 10 minutes, they were to find her using the location. And the most important reason she dared to enter the situation was still because of that top-grade protective suit reward given by the system. She deliberately wore it close to her skin today. The protective suit can adjust its size according to the wearer's body. With the protective suit, she at least doesn't have to worry about external harm. Hu Yan nodded. Then, the group walked one after another into the banquet hall. Bai Zi watched their departing figures and asked, Go on. What is it? Yang Shanshan glanced at her and said, You should know. You use beast husband works in the military. Her beast husband has invited quite a few of his subordinates and superiors. I just took a look. They're quite good looking. Bai Zi said dismissively. And then? Yang Shanshan was displeased. But to lure Bai Zi in, she continued. I heard one of them is about to be promoted to a high position. He's still single. It's another subordinate of Qin Yu's beast husband. I can introduce you to him. Bai Zi looked at her suspiciously. Would you really be so kind? Yang Shanshan said with a fake smile. Of course, I'm not doing this for free. On the condition that you give Hu Yan to me. You have so many beast husbands anyway. Losing one won't make a difference. Bai Zi raised an eyebrow upon hearing this. She was still wondering what Yang Shanshan and the others were up to today. What exactly are they trying to do? So it's all for Hu Yan. Meanwhile, Hu Yan noticed that 10 minutes had passed. Bai Zi still hadn't come in. So he and the other 4 came out to look for her. But it seemed they had come at a bad time. They happened to hear the news about Bai Zi trading beast husbands. Seeing Bai Zi remain silent. In Ye Zhongxiu's eyes, it was as good as an admission. He immediately flew into a rage. He was just about to speak up. But unexpectedly, Hu Yan stopped him. Let's wait and see. She hasn't answered yet, has she? We can't jump to conclusions based solely on Yang Shanshan's words. However, right at that moment, Bai Zi suddenly said, no trade. Ye Zhongxiu was stunned, clearly not expecting her to refuse such a good offer. Only Hu Yan stared at Bai Zi, as if observing her. Although he had a faint suspicion, hearing her say this was still somewhat surprising. Even Yang Shanshan was taken aback. You're actually unwilling? Bai Zi said, with an indifferent expression. Why should I agree? It's not like I'm lacking beast husbands. You make it sound so great. Why don't you take him then? Yang Shanshan's face changed. I'm introducing him to you. Why are you dragging me into this? Which of your beast husbands can compare to him? Whether it's status or worth. Even his psychic level is a whole tier above theirs. What reason do you have to refuse? Bai Zi frowned slightly and said coldly, you're half like Shakespeare. Yang Shanshan frowned. What do you mean? What Shakespeare? I'm saying you're like an idiot. You can't even tell that? Your parents must be really humorous. Otherwise, how could they have produced you? Before I met you, I never realized I had this flaw of judging people by appearances. Your brain and your facial features really do their own thing. After finishing, Bai Zi added, you asked me how my beast husbands compare to him. You should ask how he compares to my beast husbands. He's not as good looking as Hu Yan, not as good tempered as him, and not as reliable or big-chested as Lang Kia. He doesn't even have red feathers and can't fly, though his little mouth is quite talkative. It's still kind of cute. He can't warm my hands in winter, can't be my cooling mat in summer. Most importantly, I just don't like him. In my eyes, they are the best, so what? Her words. This caused several of the beast husbands, Asita from Sang Mo, to have complicated expressions. I never expected that in her eyes. They were actually like this. Yang Shanshan was also stunned. Then, after processing it, she became furious. She kindly tried to set her up with someone. And she actually called her a dumbass. Clearly, her beast husbands had nothing to offer besides their looks. Yet she managed to praise them in such a roundabout way. Bai Zi, don't be ungrateful when given face. Before Yang Shanshan could continue, Lang Kia caught a new scent in the air. His expression changed. The inducing grass Bai Zi heard Lang Kia's words. She looked over in confusion, feeling a bit strange. When did they get here? Hu Yan pulled out a handkerchief from somewhere and handed it to her, not forgetting to explain to her. Inducing grass is a type of grass that induces estrus in beasts. King Kia cautiously looked around. Some people in the banquet hall had already begun to involuntarily pull long faces. Bai Zi watched as more and more people showed symptoms. especially those closest to the scent. Their movements grew increasingly unrestrained. Bai Zi's expression changed, releasing inducing grass in a crowd this large at such a time. This was damn well going to turn the birthday banquet into a large-scale, indescribable scene. Although they had been taken by their beast husbands and escaped to an empty room, the situation hadn't improved in the slightest. With several tall beastmen, each roughly 1.9 meters, standing inside the room, the atmosphere became intensely oppressive. The room instantly felt extremely cramped. Perhaps it was because they were in an enclosed space. Bai Zi faintly heard several heavy breaths. She looked up towards Hu Yan. His fair skin showed an abnormal flush. His light blue eyes were also slightly red. She quickly glanced at the others. Their breathing was noticeably heavy. Their eyes were all red as well. Clearly, they were all affected by the aphrodisiac grass. Bai Zi's heart suddenly sank with a thud. It's over. They've also been affected by the aphrodisiac grass and are going into heat. Although they avoided those beastmen outside, Hu Yan and the others were still affected by the aphrodisiac grass. Could it be that there's no escaping this today? Increasingly heavy and rapid breaths sounded in her ears, making Bai Zi's heart pound wildly, as if it were about to leap out of her chest. The body temperature of Hu Yan beside her kept rising, so scorching it left her feeling at a loss. Then, at some point, another burning hot body appeared on her other side. Nervousness enveloped her. Bai Zi's palms were completely sweaty. She didn't dare move a muscle. She swallowed hard with difficulty. Her throat tight as she said, "You all." Before she could finish her sentence, her arm was suddenly gripped by a burning hand. A large hand wrapped around her waist. Then, she was pinned against the door. Seeing the situation was about to spiral out of control, Bai Zi urgently called for them to stop. Then, speaking extremely quickly, she asked the system in her mind, "System? Can I ask for a few detoxification pills?" "System? Yes. One detox pill costs 1 million star coins. Your current balance is insufficient to purchase 5 detox pills. It's really not just ordinarily expensive." Bai Zi thought for a moment and said, "You give me the detox pills first. This is the deal. I'll pay off the debt by doing missions." Detox pills have been issued. Credit limit, 8 million star coins. Wasn't it 1 million each? Are you profiteering from my distress? Host, please calm your anger. 1 million is the purchase price. Buying on credit is 2 million each. Bai Zi gritted her teeth and bought them. Quickly took out the detox pills and handed them over. "I have detoxification pills. You try eating them." Her voice carried a slight tremble. The beastmen in front of her all had well-developed pectoral muscles. They were robust, tall guys, over 1.9 meters. Handling just one of them was already a bit too much for her. If all of them came at her together, she would die. Last time, when she sorted out Hu Yan's golden deep sea, she was in control. And it was only once, so she could still handle it. But this inducing grass, just hearing the name, it doesn't sound like something that can be resolved in one go. The one standing closest in front of her was Hu Yan, along with Yan Yichen and Lang Kia. Hu Yan stared at the detox pill for a moment. Without hesitation, he swallowed it whole. Not long after, he found the restlessness in his body gradually calming down. Lang Kia saw that Haiyan didn't react much. She also took one from Bai Zi and ate it. Seeing this, the others each took one and consumed it as well. Bai Zi immediately breathed a sigh of relief. But what she didn't know was that her actions had completely exposed her to Hu Yan. Bai Zi said kindly, "Would you like to sit on the bed and rest for a while?" Afterward, 4 beast husbands of strikingly different handsome appearances sat on the bed. Bai Zi was a bit dazzled. She had genuinely been thinking purely of their well-being. But looking at a whole bed of beautiful men, why did it feel a little strange? Although the poison of the had been neutralized, Bai Zi still felt an indescribable discomfort. Bai Zi thought about what had just happened. Although she had heard people talk about it before, being drugged or something like that. But she never expected there to be a drug here that could induce Beastman's impulses. It's hard to imagine what would have happened today without the antidote pill. Bai Zi suddenly remembered something and asked, "How did you know it was inducement?" "Grass," Lang Kia explained. "We came across it before while hunting. That smell was exactly the same as in the banquet hall today," Hu Yan said thoughtfully. "But today's inducement grass was a bit strange. Aside from the urges, I also felt somewhat frenzied." Lang Kia looked serious. "You mean someone did this today with another purpose?" Hu Yan glanced toward the door. "Although it's just a birthday banquet, many military personnel came today. We'll know what's going on once we go out and take a look." Although Bai Zi hadn't read the novel carefully, she vaguely remembered that not long after this birthday banquet, word spread that the female lead's first beast husband's spiritual power had degraded. And right at that time, after anomalies were detected in the wormhole, a major battle seemed to occur. The female lead's beast husband went to the front lines. Although he was out of contact for a while, he unexpectedly gained a pleasant surprise. Not only did his spiritual power recover, but he also earned merits for repelling the insectoids. Could today's incident be related to the insectoids? But that shouldn't be right. If it were the insectoids doing, it shouldn't have been this simple. The corridor outside was completely quiet. The group returned to the banquet hall. The further inside they went, the more complex the smell became. Bai Zi covered his nose and mouth with a handkerchief. He didn't dare to look to the sides at all. Lang Kia frowned. With a serious expression, he said that the luregrass was indeed problematic. They arrived at the place where the smell of the luregrass was strongest. Hu Yan reached out and grabbed some impurities to sniff. His expression immediately changed. It was actually silver orchid grass. Bai Zi was puzzled. "What is silver orchid grass?" Lang Ki's face darkened. Silver orchid grass is a type of grass that grows on the edges of the insectoid territory. It is rare, but harmful to the mental power of beastmen. Yile Zhengxiu angrily exclaimed that it must be the insectoids. Besides the insectoids having this grass, no other place has it at all. So many military personnel came today. They must be trying to take this opportunity to damage the mental power of the military members. That way, their strength would be greatly reduced when facing them. Lang Kia shook his head. If the insectoids really wanted to do this, they could have chosen a time when high-ranking military officials were present. To use such methods, today's incident seems more like settling a personal grudge, and then pinning the blame on the insectoids. After all, silver orchid grass belongs to the insectoids. Just hearing silver orchid grass would make people think of an insectoid invasion. This matter is not small. The Alliance military will definitely take it seriously. We will find out then. Bai Zi nodded in agreement. He then began looking for Qin Yue's figure. "I must find the energy stone today no matter what." Yan Yichen saw her looking around. He asked in confusion, "What are you looking for?" Bai Zi kept a straight face. Her expression looked somewhat serious. "I'm looking for Qin Yue. She took something of mine." At this point, Hu Yan said, "If she's not here, then she probably found a room like the rest of us." Sure enough, Bai Zi found Qin Yue in one of the rooms, who was in the middle of intimate activities with her beast husband. Her beast husband darkened his expression. "Who are you? What do you want? Who sent you here?" Bai Zi stepped out from behind. "It's me. I'm here to get something that belongs to me from Qin Yue." Qin Yue's face twisted for a moment. Bai Zi, without looking around, picked up a piece of clothing from the ground. She threw it to Qin Yue's beast husband. Then she came to the bed and looked down at her. "It's time to return the energy stone you took from me." Hearing this, Qin Yue was stunned. Bai Zi was clearly unconscious back then. She couldn't possibly know that I was the one who took the energy stone. So she must just be here today to test me. Qin Yue composed her expression. She asked, pretending not to understand, "What energy stone?" I don't have your energy stone here. Bai Zi called her out directly. Stop pretending. Back then, you took advantage of my state and stole that energy stone that my father risked his life to obtain from the endless sea to cure my illness. Yet, you claimed it was something you obtained. That energy stone is extremely rare. I lost an energy stone. What a coincidence. You just happened to obtain an energy stone during that time. Hearing Bai Zi's words, Hu Yan and the others were all taken aback. They remembered that energy stone. Bai Zi used to carry it with her all the time. But after her father passed away, it was never seen again. They thought it was because she didn't want to be reminded of her grief by seeing it. Turns out it was taken by someone. After Qin Ye's beast husband Han Yu heard this, he frowned slightly. He knew about this energy stone. Qin Ye said she had accidentally found it in an underground cave. He asked Bai Zi in a low voice, what proof do you have that the energy stone is yours? Bai Zi smiled confidently and calmly. My energy stone is a bit special. When shining a light on it, it reveals a faint purple color inside. Is it the one that belongs to me? A simple test will tell. Qin Ye's expression changed. She didn't know about this. Seeing her remain silent for so long, Han Yu understood. Qin Ye's energy stone was likely really Bai Zi's, because, given the relationship between the two of them, if the energy stone really belonged to Qin Ye, then Bai Zi definitely wouldn't know such detailed information. Qin Ye pressed her lips together. I didn't bring the energy stone with me today. And what if you end up damaging the energy stone? Han Yu gave her a somewhat surprised look. Seeing the plea in her eyes, he finally pressed his thin lips together. It was as good as acquiescing. Bai Zi's face instantly fell. Can't we talk this over properly? Hu Yan and Kia, search for me. I refuse to believe we won't find it today. Because Han Yu was in the wrong. And wasn't wearing any decent clothes either. He didn't dare make any big moves. He could only darken his face and threaten. What do you think you're doing? Entering someone's room without permission is already a violation of alliance law. Bai Zi might not know better. But as beast husbands, shouldn't you? Hu Yan replied calmly. Prioritizing the master's interests above all is the first duty of a beast husband. Bai Zi waved her small hand, giving the order to proceed. Her several beast husbands each chose a direction and began the search. Qin Ye was completely panicked. She said angrily, Bai Zi, don't go too far. Bai Zi's originally careless tone turned sharp. You call this going too far? Back then, you stole my energy stone, causing my personality to change drastically and hurting my beast husbands. I haven't settled that score with you yet. Bai Zi looked at her and said, word by word, don't you worry. I will make sure to properly thank you for all your care over the years. Hu Yan and the others were suddenly stunned. Bai Zi's drastic change in personality was actually because her energy stone was stolen. They suddenly recalled that although she had been spoiled in the past, her temper and nature truly weren't so erratic. Had they all misunderstood her before? Qin Ye's face instantly turned deathly pale. She realized it wasn't just about the energy stone. There were other matters too. It was at this moment, Yan Yichen suddenly shouted loudly that he had found it. Qin Ye immediately grabbed her beast husband's hand. Han Yu couldn't let her take the energy stone. And at this time, Yan Yichen had already brought the energy stone to Bai Zi's side. Just as Bai Zi was about to take the energy stone, Han Yu suddenly transformed into his beast form and launched an attack at her. Be careful. The closest one, Yan Yichen, quickly blocked it. But because the difference in strength was too great, he was sent flying instantly. Bai Zi didn't even have time to react. She just felt two massive gusts of wind sweep past her. The next instant, she had fallen into an embrace. Taken away from the center, Sang Mo immediately used his tail to scoop up the energy stone that had fallen to the ground. Yan Yichen quickly got up and continued fighting. And Lang Kia and Yue Junxio also joined in immediately. The battle situation instantly changed. Although Yan Yichen and Yue Junxio have less spiritual power compared to Lang Kia and Hu Yan, they excel from years of hunting in Zone C, with rich experience. Moreover, they coordinate seamlessly with Lang Kia. The key is, when Han Yu used his spiritual power, he felt as if a needle was stabbing him in his mind. Thus, the three of them directly beat Han Yu until he was unable to fight back. Plus, the energy stone was already obtained. So, after being knocked back for the first time, he just said, "Retreat." He held Bai Zi, with Sang Mo closely following behind. Yue Junxio also quickly followed after receiving the order. Lang Kia covered the rear. Qin Ye saw Bai Zi and the others leaving with the energy stone, and in anger, took it out on the blankets. Complaining, she said, "Why didn't you stop them?" Han Yu was already filled with anger, and instead of caring whether he was injured or not, Qin Ye actually blamed him for not holding them back. His words also carried a tone of anger. There were 5 of them, and Hu Yan and Lang Qi's abilities are not inferior to mine. I might not have been able to defeat them. Since you're so concerned about that energy stone, why didn't you just spend some star coins to buy it from her back then? What's done is done. But you just had to get caught. Now, we're stuck in this mess for nothing. Qin Ye didn't expect him to say that about her. How could you say that about me? Han Yu suppressed his anger. I never even see you two sisters interacting normally. But today, you just had to invite her. I may not know what you and Yang Shanshan are plotting, but if it weren't for you, none of this would have happened, he said while putting on his clothes. Many of the guests today were my superiors. How am I supposed to face them from now on? I still have to investigate the truth of this matter and placate the guests who came. And after this is investigated, I'll have to go apologize to each one personally. No matter what you two are up to lately, just lay low for now. Hurry up, get dressed, and come out. After Han Yu finished speaking, he rushed out of the room in a fury. By then, Bai Zi and the others had already left the hotel. On their way home, Hu Yan suddenly asked if the energy stone really had purple inside. Bai Zi, without a hint of guilt, shook her head and said, "Of course not. I was bluffing. She knew that energy stone was mine, so I gambled that she wouldn't dare let me test it. The result is obvious. I won the bet." Yan Yichen glanced back and forth between Hu Yan and Bai Zi. Lost in thought, he said, "You and Hu Yan stand together. It's quite fitting." Bai Zi's mouth twitched. Don't think she didn't catch his hidden meaning. Hu Yan is a fox. If he says she and Hu Yan look good standing together, doesn't that just mean she's also cunning? Bai Zi snorted. She decided not to bother arguing with the kid who had just recently come of age. Instead, she asked the system if there were any tasks available now. She still owed several million star coins. System daily task. Please spend 300 million star coins for 5 beast husbands within 2 hours. Task reward, 300 million star coins. The smile on Bai Zi's face gradually widened. I'm in a good mood today. Let's go shopping. Yan Yichen clearly hadn't yet processed the sudden change to being extremely wealthy. He reacted, "Buy more?" Bai Zi asked in confusion, "Why not spend all this money? Are we saving it to give birth to beast cubs?" Yan Yichen's face immediately flushed with embarrassment. Bai Zi didn't notice his expression. If she had noticed, she would definitely have teased him about it. After all, who doesn't love a shy and timid younger brother? Especially such a good-looking younger brother. The group rode in a flying supercar and arrived at a high-end protective gear store. When the shop owner saw Bai Zi and the others, he didn't even bother to stand up. Just lazily said, "Look around, take whatever you want, and bring it here to check out." After glancing around, Bai Zi whispered to Hu Yan beside her, This owner is so calm. Isn't he afraid we might steal something? Before Hu Yan could respond, the owner's voice came again. Thank you for the compliment, young lady. Bai Zi was shocked. How could the owner hear their whispers? From 8 meters away? Hu Yan explained, I forgot to tell you earlier. This shop owner is a mutant beastman. His ears are known as 1,000-mile ears, capable of hearing sounds from hundreds of meters away. Bai Zi nodded with a look of awe. She first bought several sets of high-end protective gear, and then went to pick out weapons based on their individual characteristics. Yila Junxio couldn't help but ask, are we really just letting her spend like this? No amount of money can hold up to her daily spending sprees. Hu Yan said calmly, the mistress just won a prize. Let her experience the joy of shopping. She didn't spend a lot all at once, either. Except for big necessities like cars and houses, she really doesn't spend that much. Yan Yichen thought about the clothes Bai Zi had bought for them before, and the things used at home. Plus, he just found out today that the reason she was so violent was actually because she lost her energy stone. It made him a little touched. So he also chimed in. The wife master spends only what should be spent. She isn't wasting money. Yua Junxio frowned. Said, just let her keep buying like this then. Once she gets used to throwing money around. After she spends all the star coins later. See where you'll get so many star coins for her to spend. Lang Kia thought about it and said she won't let us hunt in Zone C. How about we go find jobs instead? That way, even if she spends all the star coins later, at least we won't starve her. Yua Junxio was speechless. You're done for. It's only been a few days, and you've already changed your view of her. Have you forgotten how she treated us before? Then why don't you take off the clothes you're wearing? Yan Yichen said, with a serious face. We haven't been bribed. How could we ever forget those past events? It's just that the star coins belong to the wife master, after all. No matter what we say, she won't listen. He wouldn't admit that he had taken a liking to the bow and arrow Bai Zi was just holding. Sang Mo saw right through their little schemes. He clicked his tongue in disapproval. But the next second, something suddenly appeared in his arms. It was that flame gun. And into the arms of Yua Junxio, who had just been running his mouth. A pair of swift running boots were also thrust. Yan Yichen also successfully received that bow and arrow. Hu Yan got the lightning whip. And Lang Kia most directly got a spiked club. Bai Zi explained, I chose based on my own thoughts. Hu Yan is a fox, small and agile. Paired with the flexible lightning whip, it feels very powerful. Lang Kia gives me a feeling of reliability. He probably doesn't like flashy things. So I picked the spiked club for him. Yan Yichen can fly in the sky. If paired with a long-range bow and arrow, it would compensate for his lack of attack power. As for Yua Junxio, tigers are fast. So just maximize that speed to the extreme. As for Sang Mo, if he uses his tail to wield the flame gun in attack, it should look quite impressive. No one had expected that Bai Zi not only bought a weapon for each person, but also chose them based on their individual traits. For a moment, everyone was genuinely moved. Even Sang Mo couldn't help but grip the flame gun tightly. A trace of complexity flickered in his dark, deep eyes. Reason told him this was just another one of Bai Zi's schemes, not to be trusted. Yet the feel of the flame gun in his hands told him otherwise. Perhaps we can see if she has truly changed for the better. However, before he could figure it out, Yan Yichen had already excitedly expressed his liking. Thank you, wife. I really like this bow and arrow. The others also expressed their thanks. No need to thank me, I'm just glad you like them. Yila Junxio felt a bit embarrassed. He had just been complaining that Bai Zi was wasting money. But it turned out she had bought everything for them. He said in a small voice, thank you, wife. Bai Zi gave him a smile, you're welcome. Then she handed over the clothes in her hand. There are also 5 protective suits here. They were bought according to your sizes. Try them on. If they don't fit, they can be exchanged. Congratulations, host. The mission is complete. 3 million star coins have been successfully distributed. At this moment, the 5 of them were somewhat moved as they looked at the protective suits in front of them. They had been through a lot today. First, she refused Yang Shanshan's offer to exchange beast husbands. Then, she retorted, when Yang Shanshan spoke ill of them, and even praised them. Then they learned that her violent behavior actually had a reason. Moreover, they thought she was wasting money. But it turned out she hadn't spent a single cent on herself. Bai Zi noticed they seemed to have complex emotions, and thought they were dissatisfied with only receiving these 2 things. So she explained that her spending limit was a bit restricted today. In a couple of days, she would get them all sorts of things to fully equip them. The main thing is that she's currently in debt. Her reward was deducted as soon as she received it. Hu Yan said softly. No need. Having these 2 things is already more than enough. Yan Yichen also nodded vigorously, as if in agreement. Bai Zi patted her completely empty stomach. After all this fuss, I'm starving. Let's hurry home and cook something to eat. On the other side, Qin Ye was feeling somewhat heavy-hearted. Although having the energy stone stolen was upsetting to her, the most important thing right now was still the matter in the banquet hall. Time passed minute by minute. As everyone gradually came to their senses, they also realized what had just happened, followed by wave after wave of screams. Subsequently, video began playing on the banquet hall screen. We are truly sorry for today's incident. Due to our insufficient checks, we allowed someone with ill intentions to exploit a loophole and light-inducing grass in the banquet hall. We will investigate to find the culprit as soon as possible and give everyone a proper account. Furthermore, we have prepared rooms and clothes. As an apology, we have also prepared a gift for everyone. Once the matter is resolved, I will bring my wife and the culprit to personally apologize at your doorstep. Han Yu's superior said before leaving. Your banquet actually allowed someone to exploit a loophole. Go back and write a self-criticism report. If you don't handle this matter properly, I'm afraid it will affect your future promotions. Qin Ye walked over to him after seeing his superior leave. Pursing her lips, she asked, could this have been done by Bai Zi and the others? There were so many people in the entire banquet hall, yet only a few of them were unaffected. It's hard not to suspect them. Han Yu pondered for a moment, saying it wasn't impossible, but he'd need to investigate further to be sure. However, there seems to be something familiar in the induction tank. Or maybe it's just my imagination. He shook his head mid-sentence, dismissing the thought. How could silver orchid grass appear near the Zerg border? At Qin Ye's birthday party, Qin Ye entered Yang Shanshan's room, interrupting her passionate moment with her beast husbands. Is it done? Yang Shanshan immediately flared up with anger. Just thinking about this makes me furious. Bai Zi completely ignored my moves. Not only did she scold me, but she also belittled me, making me seem worthless. If you hadn't stepped in and interrupted me later, I would have definitely made her realize what kind of person she really is. Qin Ye frowned and said, we can't deal with her using the old methods anymore. He then leaned close to Yang Shanshan's ear and whispered a few words. Yang Shanshan's eyes lit up. She nodded without hesitation. Bai Zi, who was eating some post-meal fruit, suddenly let out a loud sneeze. Who's talking about me behind my back? The fruit at Blue Heart is something only the wealthy can afford. That small plate in front of her cost over 1,000 star coins. Bai Zi finished the last piece of fruit, glanced at the time, and realized it was already very late. She recalled that Lang Kia and the others had left before the meal, but they still hadn't returned by now. So, she asked curiously, where did Lang Kia and Yula Zhongxiu go? Why aren't they back yet? Hu Yan checked the time. It was almost PM. The boxing matches usually start around PM. Given Lang Qi's skills, he should have wrapped things up and returned within half an hour at most. But since he still wasn't back yet, It was indeed a bit strange. Hu Yan frowned and said, "I'll ask what's going on." He made several calls to Lang Kia and the others using his light brain. But no one answered. No one's picking up. Something might have happened. I'll go take a look. Hu Yan ended the video call. He got up and walked toward the door. Bai Zi immediately said, "Let's go together. If something really is wrong, more people mean more strength." Yan Yichen also stood up with a serious expression. Sang Mo, "Let's go find Lang Kia and the others together." Seeing that they all wanted to go, Hu Yan suddenly said, "If you're all going, I have a new idea. But to be safer, it will cost some money." Bai Zi thought of her empty account balance and hurriedly said to the system, "System, emergency help. Lend me some star coins. Host, you can choose to complete a task. Who knows how long completing a task would take? I don't have time to go shopping right now either. Since you're bound to me, we're basically a team. I'm going to save my beast husbands. You don't want to see anything happen to them, which would cause me to fail my tasks, right? If you borrow, it will be deducted at double the amount. You're still short by several million star coins. I can issue a special nighttime task for 1 million star coins to be completed within 1 hour. It should be helpful for your trip." Bai Zi frowned. "Issue the task. Special nighttime task. Please spend 2 million star coins for 5 beast husbands within 2 hours. Task reward, 2 million star coins." Bai Zi immediately said to Hu Yan, "Money is not a problem." The aircraft was taken by Lang Kia and the others, so they could only call for a hovercar. After arriving at the destination, Bai Zi felt as if he had entered another world. This place was a scene of debauchery and revelry. Pedestrians on the street were all in a frantic rush, as if urgently heading off to do something. Bai Zi couldn't help but ask what kind of place this was. Hu Yan explained that this was part of Blue Star's underground industry, all operating at night. The place we're heading to now is the Black Market Boxing Gym. Hearing this, Bai Zi said, "You mean the two of them went to fight in an underground match? What time does the boxing usually start? Is it just one fight? Or are there many matches?" Hu Yan glanced at the shop in front of them. "It starts around PM. Boxing usually only has one match." As they spoke, they stood outside a dazzlingly luxurious shop. This shop was a bar, using glitz and glamour as a cover for the boxing gym on the underground level. Hu Yan said, "Let's go in first, then find a chance to sneak down to the lower level." "It's not possible. Getting underground requires passing through an extremely heavy door. You need a membership to enter." "How can you become a member?" "Their special membership fee is 100,000 star coins. Moreover, to access the basement level, you must be invited by someone inside." Yan Yichen frowned. "We don't know anyone at all. What should we do then?" Hu Yan turned to Bai Zi and said, "Boss, you go first for a bit. Act a little more intimidating. Just like before." Said to find ache, Bai Zi straightened his clothes, cleared his throat, went straight towards the main entrance. The system lit up with a red light. Beep, beep, beep. Non-member. Bai Zi frowned. Immediately asked arrogantly, "Do you know who I am? How dare you stop me? I'm going to the floor below to watch the show. If you waste my time, can you even afford to compensate me?" The two ORCs, who appeared to be guards, looked at each other, then said, with serious expressions, "Sorry. We are just doing our job by the book. You need to be a member to enter here." Bai Zi immediately sulked, his face falling. "What membership? Get that AI. Whatever key out here. Didn't Qi Lai say that if I came to find him, I could definitely get in? So you know Qi Lai? I'll go get Ake right now. Please wait a moment." Not long after, the ORC from before brought out another tall and burly ORC. That ORC looked Bai Zi up and down. Said, "I just contacted Qi Lai. He doesn't know you. Bai Zi deliberately raised his voice. Are you saying I'm lying? Look at the star coins in this account of mine. Would I need to lie? As he spoke, he pulled up the account that was previously faked by the system to fool Hu Yan and the others. Right at that moment, that ORC suddenly received a video call. A figure immediately leaped out before them. Then, Bai Zi and the others heard the other party say, "Sorry, I was a bit spaced out just now. There is indeed such a matter. I forgot about it. You go ahead and handle it." The ORC's expression immediately improved a great deal. He said, with a smile, "So that's how it is. With your word, it'll be easy to manage." Bai Zi glanced over at Hu Yan, somewhat puzzled. Hu Yan gave her a reassuring look. Bai Zi's anxiety eased. Since Hu Yan had already made the arrangements, then she just needed to follow his instructions. After the ORC ended the video call, he said, with a smile, "I'm truly sorry. There have been quite a few incidents lately, so we're being stricter." Bai Zi's face was pulled into a clearly unhappy expression. Just how safe is this place of yours anyway? Nothing will go wrong, will it? Don't tell me I won't be allowed to leave once I'm inside. Rest assured, our establishment is absolutely safe. As long as you follow our rules, nothing will go wrong at all. Then his gaze fell behind Bai Zi. And these three are? Bai Zi tilted her head slightly to glance at Hu Yan and the others. My beast husbands, can't I bring them in? Normally, only one is allowed inside. But as compensation for our earlier rudeness, we can make a special exception to allow all three of them in. Bai Zi gave a reserved nod. Let's go. Ake led them inside. Inside the bar, there were quite a few ORCs and females. There are several demi-beasts and demi-females dancing on stage. This way, please. You'll need to register for a membership. Would you like to become a regular member? Or a special member? Bai Zi said, with feigned impatience. Of course, whichever has the higher status. They came to a room. Ake smiled and said, understood. Your timing tonight is quite fortunate. A guest downstairs has requested a special game that won't end until after midnight. Bai Zi asked, pretending not to care. What special game? Ake said, with some pride and a smile. A regular client has hunted an S-class blaze tiger. Whoever can defeat it will get 5 million star coins. Bai Zi frowned and asked, isn't this a boxing place? Why are you fighting S-class beasts? Ake entered her into the system. While explaining, today is special. The payout is also much higher than before. Even if you don't win, you'll get 200,000 star coins just for entering the ring. If you can injure the blaze tiger, it's a 200,000 star coin reward each time. If the person dies, there's a direct compensation of 2 million star coins. How would you like to pay? Bai Zi quickly paid the money. Alright, next time you come, you can enter directly. No one will stop you again. Then he reached out his hand forward. This way, please. Bai Zi openly looked around. Do you have anything else to spend on here? I didn't spend much today. My hands are still a bit itchy. It seems like she is sizing things up. But actually, she saw Hu Yan. She seemed to be observing, to prevent Hu Yan and the others' actions from being too conspicuous and arousing suspicion. Plus, her mission would be over in just over an hour. She urgently needed a place to spend her money. When Ake heard Bai Zi wanted to spend money, the smile on his face became even more amiable. Of course, this floor has plenty of food and drinks. The second floor is for playing pushcart. Of course, the basement level is even more fun. You can place a bet on every match. Our fighters here are the best on the entire Blue Star. We guarantee you'll be satisfied with the view. If you prefer not to be seen, we also have private rooms. Bai Zi thought for a moment and said, get us a private room with a good view then. And bring us some food. Alright, I guarantee we'll arrange the spot with the best view for you. He then took out a few blindfolds. Sorry for the trouble, but please put these on. It's just a precaution on our part. Bai Zi looked at the one offered to the fairy with some disdain. Frowning, she said, "Wearing it is no problem. But you all have to hold on to me properly. If I fall, you couldn't afford the compensation." Seeing this, Ake thought to himself, she really is a delicate female, isn't she? He mentally categorized her as harmless but free spending. After they put on the blindfolds, they twisted and turned for what felt like a long time. The rumbling sound of a door opening was heard again. Shortly after, Bai Zi faintly heard some commotion. After a while, Bai Zi heard Ake say it was done. "You can take off the blindfold now." Bai Zi adjusted to the brightness. Only then did she notice the dazzling lights in front of her. They were standing on a high platform, surrounded by a full crowd of people. And in the middle of the steps, a large area was enclosed by iron bars. It was visible that, inside, an ORC was fighting a tiger wreathed in flames. "Get up, hurry up, get up and fight. Blast him, flame, beast." Bai Zi scanned the area. She did not see Lang Kia or Yil Ejunxio. Then, Ake gestured for her to go to the right. "Your private box is this way. Please try not to approach the lower iron railings before the end. To avoid any accidents, if needed, press the button on the table. Someone will come to assist you." "Understood?" After Mike left, Yan Yichin immediately said impatiently, "When we came in just now, we went through a total of 12 turns, 2 descending staircases, and 1 ascending staircase." But Hu Yan shook his head, saying he must have deliberately taken us on a detour. "We passed a few spots. I left some small markers. Most people wouldn't notice them." Bai Zi said, "I took a quick look at the audience earlier. I didn't see Lang Kia or the others." Hu Yan pondered and said, "I'll go out and check in a moment. Just now when I passed by, there were quite a few rooms. I'll bring them over once I've found the people. I will give you the signal when the time comes. You need to try to get everyone's attention. Buy us some time. Hopefully, I won't need to use this last sentence." Yan Yichin's heart tightened. Then I said, "How about I go with you?" "Go ahead." Hu Yan shook his head. "There are too many people, it's too conspicuous. It's more convenient to act alone. And you all must stay here to protect the wife." Bai Zi instructed with a grave expression. "Then be careful." Hu Yan nodded. After saying that, he walked out of the private room. Yan Yichin's emotions aerial written on his face. Hu Yan going Alaneus so dangerous. Bai Zi signaled for him to look down below. "You can't go even if you want to, not right now. Look outside. There are people plaguarding every intersection. The people below are also watching intently. There are too many people on the field. Not only could they not find Lang Kia and the others, and it's also easy to expose." Yan Yichin pursed his lips. Although it still can't hide the worry. But in the end, he didn't bring up the matter of going along again. Compared to Yan Yichin's worries, on the other hand, Sangmo has already sat down. As if he was just there to make up the numbers. Hu Yan had just left not long ago. The robot just arrived. Send over the fruits and food she wants. Bai Zi watched the battle between the ORCs and the beasts below. The more I look, the more alarmed I become. Bai Zi, who had never encountered this kind of thing before, was very confused. Who on earth will enjoy such a gory game? After Hu Yan left the private room, chose one of the rooms, slowly released a small strand of supernatural power. His spiritual power slowly permeated, unlike other beastmen. The spiritual energy, O fathers, has no physical form. But his mental energy can form a small physical entity. This originates from the unique spiritual power of their nine-tailed fox clan. However, what comes with it is being more prone to mental instability than others. At that moment, a voice came from behind. "Who are you? Why are you here? Who brought you here?" Hu Yan turned it around nonchalantly. "I want to get Takno the boxer Tyson. He said he would play tonight. I want to cheer him on." But I don't know which room is the boxer's lounge. That person's face indeed revealed a look of. I knew it would be that expression. The lounge is on the other side. You're wrong, but he hasn't yet. Go ahead, but you going there won't help. Hu Yan's tone seemed somewhat disappointed. I see. Those who can book private rooms are no ordinary wealthy individuals. In order not to affect the Yan's experience, that person said. Besides Tai, are there any other fighters you like? I can take you to meet them. Hu Yan's azure blue eyes held a smile. Then I'll trouble you with that. That person instinctively said, you're welcome. So he took Hu Yan to the boxer's lounge. Hu Yan glanced over it. Lang Kia and the others were not seen. He seemed to ask with some difficulty in his tone. Is this all the fighters here? How come the fighter you like isn't here? Tonight's attendees. These are all quite formidable fighters from our side. Could it be that you're talking about those two? If it really is them, they wouldn't be able to get on. He had just started speaking when, quickly slap me own mouth twice. Hu Yan heard his vow, quickly followed up and asked, which two are you talking about? But the other party cautiously shook their head. Nothing much, since there aren't any fighters you like here. Go back quickly then. Stop running around everywhere. Although the other party didn't finish what they were saying, but Hu Yan guessed that he was referring to Lang Kia and the two of them. It looks like they came today after all. What else did you do wrong? That's why it's strictly forbidden to mention it. Since you're here now, then it must be here. I just don't know where he's being held. Hu Yan pretended to walk back. However, he had only walked a few hundred meters, suddenly sensed a wave of psychic energy. Hu Yan thought had been discovered. I've already thought of an excuse, but after waiting for a while, there was no sound. This mental energy doesn't have any offensive nature either. Hu Yan immediately followed the direction of the psychic energy and walked over. When he arrived at the inconspicuous door, feeling the spiritual energy seeping out from within, Hu Yan vaguely felt a bit familiar. He released his mental energy into the door. The chip issue there has been resolved. Pushing the door open, I discovered it was a torture chamber inside. There are beast men operating the instruments, while attacking the other two orcs with electric currents. Hu Yan's expression instantly changed. He said this spiritual energy feels a bit familiar. Yila Junxio's mental power has collapsed. But it's no wonder that Yu Junxio had a mental breakdown. This form of punishment is generally targeted at criminals. What exactly did they find out to actually be punished like this? Hearing the sound off the door opening, the executioner orc turned his gaze over. Who are you? Hu Yan gathered his blunnergy and swiftly attacked them. To resolve it quickly, Hu Yan held almost nothing back. Quickly took carry off those two ORCs. He took 2 steps back, then 2 steps forward to shut down the system. Release the person from the machine. Yula Junxio instantly reverted to his true form. His spiritual energy permeated the entire room. Yula Junxio called out, Hu Yan, twice. Yula Junxio showed no reaction at all. I have completely fallen into a state of collapse. However, if there are no special circumstances, the door won't open until it's over. He just looked when he came in. There are 2 or 3 orcs guarding nearby. He brought along a Yila Junxio, whose spiritual energy was overflowing. I'm afraid we'll be discovered the moment we step out this door. The key point is that he can't guarantee he'll be able to resolve it in one go. The few ORC guards outside. He raised his hand and sent a message with his light brain device. Yia Junxio's mental strength has collapsed. Distract the guards at the door. After that, I went to release the severely tortured Lang Kia, who is so weak he can't even stand steady. Bai Zi and the others have been keeping an eye on Hu Yan's situation. I didn't dare to ask him how things were going. Never expected to finally get the news. But I never expected it to be bad news. Bai Zi's face instantly darkened. Yan Yichen's heartbeat skipped a beat. When asked how it was going, What did Hu Yan say? Bai Zi didn't say anything, but instead, he directly stood up and pressed the button on the table. A robot arrived very quickly. Number 6 robot at your service. May I ask what you have? What do I need? I want to roast beast meat to eat. I had a great time watching today. I want to treat Everyana here to roast beast meat. Give my regards to the 5th row. The 12th ORC from the left. This, a message to convey. Robot 006 quickly calculates good heart coins. Okay, a total of 1635520 star coins. Bai Zi quickly paid. Congratulations, host. The mission is complete. 2 million star coins have been successfully distributed. Please be advised check and receive. Seeing this, Yan Yichin, I don't understand what his is supposed to be doing. What time do you think it is? And you're still in the mood to eat roast beast meat? Sang Mo let out a contemptuous laugh. One word, stupid. Yan Yichin was already in a hurry. Now, hearing that Sang Mo is still like this and like this. Instantly, I was furious. If you don't speak, Noon will think you're mute. Bai Zi said with a serious expression. I'm currently trying to figure out how to attract other people's attention. Buy them some time. At this moment, about 20 or so robots appeared outside. They held large pieces of best meat in their hands. Every time they delivered one to an ORC, everyone would say, the female in room 9. Please enjoy the barbecue, everyone. Therefore, in just a few short minutes, everyone in the entire room knew room 9 is female, and spent a huge amount to treat thousands of people on site to a barbecue. In an instant, the scene erupted in an uproar. The female in room 9 really went all out. After all this, you can't get it done without at least a couple million star coins. Although everyone who Kamashir has 1 or 2 million. But having them actually get this much money, inviting a group of strangers to a barbecue, still not willing. The key is to invite other female counterparts. Therefore, many single orcs look quite pleased, eager to give it a try down below. Show off your masculine charm. And some females directly got up and headed toward room 9. Want to personally pre-press my thanks. Some beastmen also took the opportunity to join in. Look for an opportunity to show what you can do. At this moment, Bai Zi, who had been staring outside the whole time, said, they're here. Yan Yichin is currently being roasted. The scent caught attention. Subconsciously, that's what was coming. Suddenly, the door to the room was kicked open. Yan Yichin assumed an attacking stance. But it turned out that Theon who entered was a female. As soon as she entered, she confronted Bai Zi with an imposing and aggressive tone. How dare you provoke me, beastly belly? I see you have a death wish. Yan Yichin was completely baffled. Who hooked up with your beast of a husband? As soon as he finished speaking, then a fairly good-looking ORC came in. Yan Yichin suddenly whipped his head around to look at Bai Zi, thinking about the whisper he just shared with the robot. Could it be that you're just taking advantage of the situation? Let the robot help him hit on this ORC. That female saw Bai Zi and then, somewhat puzzled, hesitated, you are Bai Zi. How did you become like this? This female is called Yoga, short-tempered. The family has a bit of money. In order to curry favor with Qin Yue, have done plenty of evil deeds with Yang Shanshan, even deliberate linking Bai Zi to gamble. So much so that the star concerned by Hu Yan and the others. Everything was lost because of her. The original owner has become like this now. She also has her share of credit. Bai Zi frowned and said, that's exactly me. How come you don't recognize him after just a few days? I just saw him alone. I thought he was a single ORC. But you're scolding people without even distinguishing right from wrong. Haven't brushed your teeth this morning, have you? Such a big talker. Yoga's face was full of anger. What a complete mess. Then he looked at her with a face full of suspicion. Just now, the robot said the female in room 9. You're the one who invited us for barbecue. When did you become so rich? How come only you guys can come? I'm not allowed to have money. Don't be ridiculous. Have you paid all your debts? You dare to come running here. By Z, I'm warning you. This is the beast husband I recently married. You'd better not have any improper thoughts about him. Otherwise, I'll make sure you are carried out feet first.